TV, bringing you the true and independent view.
It is time to have a new conversation about our community, our history and heritage, our fighters and heroes. Time to highlight opportunities for growth within our community, home and abroad. This is Black Ethnic Minority Stories told by real people. This is The Mint Show.
Do you think there is a deliberate, I won't say attempt, because I think it's already happening, is there a deliberate, intention to keep Africa in chaos in order to keep tapping into our natural resources? Because that's something that has been making round. Is that true, and what's your view?
I think someone said something yesterday that a well-governed, smooth-flowing Nigeria is a well-governed, smooth-flowing Africa. And the Western world don't want that. Because of, like what you said, the tapping into our resources. So the chaos is good for them. We might deceive ourselves and be tagging UN, tag BBC, tag that. You watch one of the interviews one of the American officials said when we were having the NSAS fight, and he said, well, unfortunately, Nigeria is not a priority right now. Because to them, they've used Nigeria. They've finished our oil. So, and they're really getting the love from other African countries. I think at the moment, the Western world right now, they're just, so that they won't look like, oh, we're quiet, we're not doing anything. So they're like, yeah, let's sanction our government. Yeah, go ahead.
I think, sorry if I cut you, but I think that the government is big. For example, the UK government has, a few people, and I don't believe that it runs just as like a Nigerian government, like whatever the head always wants, then everybody else has. So I believe that there are some people who feel strongly that it's the responsibility of the UK government to do something, and there were enough votes that they actually held that and did what they were supposed to do on paper. That's one of the things I like about the UK. But to answer your question, every Western country's political class has the country's interest at heart. They protect their interests. Whatever they're doing, if they're sending troops if they're deploying troops to do something, if it was, from everything I've read about the war.
I'm not sure if I agree with that, because at the end of the day, you got the US case, you got somebody like Donald Trump and the Republicans, for instance, where you have the Obamacare. Why would they try to block Obamacare if it's supposed to cater for the people?
Well, they're protecting their Republican interests. So
not the general masses.
Not general masses, but I mean, when it comes to another country, when it comes to the US interests, they will start a war for the U.S. interests. It doesn't matter, who dies, or they paint it to the general public as, we had to do this, but then it's to get something from that country, or to protect to have more security, or not to look more vulnerable, something like that. So yes, of course, the West will do things that protect their own interests if they feel like they benefit more.
We need to still rely on the West, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's
all these things about West side. I just feel like we need to, like, when something like that happens, like stuff that was going on in Nigeria and stuff like that. I just believe that it's something that, as a country, as a nation, that should be resolved within themselves. So you have to understand, right?
I don't think the West could solve the problem. I think that the young people of Nigeria are pushing the West to do something against
our leaders.
To sanction them in a way to make life harder for them, because it's almost like a wall.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that African nations are developing. Obviously, they do need to change their structure of how everything is run in that nation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Rather than just relying on someone who's on top, like you say.
I believe that we're gonna come to this. That's gonna come up in some of the conversations.
You know that you're talking of Africa of many years ago. Africa has now been
Independent.
we are now independent enough. Like if you listen to Buhari's speech after the Lekki massacre, he more or less told the Western world, the international bodies, mind your business. We are ruling our country. That's more or less what he told them.
That's
like
the,
before they
UAE
jump into
already
Yeah, and I
competition.
was like, it's like in your house.
But
Would
so-
you like someone from outside to come and?
Exactly. So, but unfortunately, we are still like more dependent on
Yeah.
the Western world to come and help us.
Which I think it's a lazy mentality
And
that it should be
to
stopped.
be honest with
Because
you,
immediately-
I will not go
But
to
would
a
you
man's
say
house.
it's a group or a circle? For instance,
feel
the
like-
youths are trying to get the Western world to get involved. But when it comes to the leaders,
Yeah.
they don't want the Western world to get involved.
I would
Because they suffer from the Western
The
world's
Western world.
involvement. They
Yeah.
have houses here
Yeah.
from the money they've looted. Like I hear stories because we went to uni with their children. You know, you hear a lot of stories. You see a lot of things. You go to parties. You know, from the money that they've been able to loot and they share, they've justified. They have so many investments in the UK, in different countries, and them having a sanction or a ban on it is a big deal to them. So I believe that's what the young
So
people
what's
are trying
holding
to
the
do.
UK back? They've debated about it. They've talked about it.
Holding-
We all saw that video.
Yeah.
So why is it taking so long? It's
There's
been
a
a
lot-
week
there's
or
a lot of
more
legal
since that debate
legal
now.
step you have to take. It's
Their
not just
interests
sanctions
have to be protected. This is
Yeah,
my
exactly.
opinion.
The interest of who?
The UK.
of the UK. Because they're making money from this people.
They
Right.
do what
You understand?
Yeah, that's like the thing
It's
is.
If I
like-
buy a
that-
house in your country, I
Yeah.
pay tax.
we're gonna help you.
So
but,
you look
but
at how
as long
much,
as it
you
goes,
look at how much
it
international
aligns with
students
our-
are also bringing into the country. Many of these politicians send their
Yeah.
children into the country. They pay lots of pounds. So they have to calculate all these things. International students are bringing in a lot of
Yeah,
revenue.
but that's not
for the
morally
country.
ethical, is
Exactly,
it?
but
It's
part
not
of
morally
that's
ethical.
the
They're
reality.
They're
That's
not
the
really,
reality.
they're in
That's
your interest, but
politics.
they're not really in your
Yeah.
interest.
So I don't think I disagree
They're protecting
that
their
the
interests,
young
but they're not
people
really-
are waiting. I mean there was the call for young people in Nigeria calling us in diaspora to actually voice, and people were messaging me on Instagram, like my friends who live here, and they're like, why have you not posted something? It was almost like they were bullying me, trying to bully me to
No,
post
I
something.
went out for
but I
NSAS.
needed to.
I was one of the frontliners for NSAS.
Okay, you
In
need to be
UK.
careful so you don't get picked up.
No, like when I went to Nigeria, trust me, I was always guided by people because I was on the forefront of it. In UK, we were at the Nigerian House almost 4 or 5 times.
Right.
Every day, we're on camera. Kelechi, there's this guy called, what's his name now? Anyway, I can't remember his name now. The frontliners of it. But in the old lessons of it, when they asked me, yes, we're telling the Western world, we need you to influence our leaders to do something. We're tired of the suffering. We're tired of the pain. We're tired. But deep down, I know that our leaders are now, they've grown a thick skin. That you can't just come and tell them, now, you know what, change the leadership. They will tell you, you think it's 60 years ago, come on. You know what, we're banning United Kingdom from Nigeria. They can do that.
That's what I'm saying. You have to
they
change the
they are
structure
coming to the
of how
realization
things
of
run.
this is our
I
land.
think that's
Okay, so
difficult,
I'm beginning
but-
to get like a pros and cons of actually having the Western involvement.
Yeah.
I
And
don't think
change
Nigerian
it.
leaders can do that though, because
Why not?
the Nigeria that they've created is their own like little bubble of niceness. When you step out of that, there's like the ordinary man. There's like no electricity. There's so many things that people they don't even have like good hospitals. Even I heard even in the Aso Villa, the presidential where he stays. Where's he gonna get treatment?
Good
I think he goes.
Where he's going to get good health.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Good
One thing you
healthcare.
don't understand here with these African politicians and the rich people, they would pay any money, even if you sanction them not to travel out
Yeah,
for
someone will
medical.
come in.
They'll pay
People will
them.
come in.
Right, okay.
Right.
Do you understand? So the problem is, those in Africa really need to. I was so disappointed. I just said I came back from Nigeria 2 days ago. When I went to the Lekki toll gate, and I told my manager, Park, I want to come down. And I was almost in tears because I was like, why did we give up?
It is time to have a new conversation about our community, our history and heritage, our fighters and heroes. Time to highlight opportunities for growth within our community, home and abroad. This is Black ethnic minority stories told by real people. This is The Mint Show.
Okay, I want to talk about color now, actually.
Okay.
Amongst the BAME group, Black ethnic minority groups, they are a section of us that don't feel comfortable in their own skin. Hence the reason why you have a lot of people changing their color, bleaching off and stuff. Now, in the African settings and understanding your journey, going from Kano into England and coming back into Nigeria, what would you say would be the best way, or in your opinion, how best to handle that kind of situation, having experienced the best of both worlds, or should I say, yeah, both best and bad of both worlds,
Okay.
actually?
I would say it starts at home. Let me start from there because I can only answer this from a personal perspective.
Yeah.
When I was young, my mom used to always say to me, "You're my black and shine, my black boy, my dark chocolate." Literally, she used to
So
call
you
me
felt
all this black
confidence,
stuff.
yeah, in your own
That
skin.
the black was like overwhelming. Now, when I grew up, I became like, my tag would be, I'm the one they call JJC, Baba Dudu, where they shout Aou. Baba Dudu means like the black guy that screams Aou. And Aou because we're black and beautiful. Who? Right?
Wow, nice.
That was basically my tag.
Yeah.
So if you go through my stuff, you'll see. That was basically what I was pushing. Why? Because she made me feel so comfortable in my skin. Like, if you grow up, and remember I grew up in Nigeria, where I look to the left, look to the right, darker people than me,
Yeah.
or as dark as me. So it was very easy to feel comfortable with who I am. But yet again, there's some people that grew up here, but don't feel comfortable with their skin and they still bleach. So how do you explain that? I would say knowledge, right? When we aspire to something that is foreign, it's possible for you to lose your way,
Yeah.
right? In England, I can understand when people are trying to, like, dye their hair.
Yeah,
or
but it shouldn't be, though. Even though we're in England, people should still feel comfortable and confident in their own skin, in their own hair.
Yeah, but when the TV that you watch all day and all night tells you it's all about straight nose and nice hair, straight hair is better and fairer skin is better, and when you go to a job and all the people that are in the high positions are all white or light-skinned black people or mixed race, do you understand?
You want to join them, don't you?
You want an easier life because everyone that is black is kind of struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want to associate yourself with those hungry children on TV. You don't want to associate yourself with the criminals around the corner.
Yeah.
Like you're literally all the time fighting all the stigmas as black people. It sucks being black in England. That's my point. When I finally got here to Nigeria, yes, it's not as easy as,
But is it really easy in England?
Exactly. That's my point. Why are people not getting this? It's not easy in England. You work all the time, all around the clock, and people literally just look down at you. I remember one time this was like the defining moment for me that made me decide I have to go back to Nigeria. I have to go back to Africa. No matter what happens, I have to do it. I had a meeting one time and I'm telling you, at this point, I was at the top of the game. I had a platinum selling group called Big Brothers, signed to Sony. We just appeared in a movie, Scooby-Doo 2. We're
Nice.
we're doing good. Every other week we're doing shows, hanging out with Destiny Child, whoever, the top, Justin Timberlake, top of the pops of those days. Yeah, so I went to I had an idea. I said, you know what? I have this new group or this new artist. I think if we create this new flavor of hip hop and African music, it could really take off. And I signed one artist as the prototype of who I want to put forward.
Right.
And I took him to the record label. And guess what they told me? Why would we want to put him, this black boy from Africa, on the walls of our daughters?
What?
Boom! And that artist actually, about 5 years later, became a very huge artist, and let's say 8 years later, became so huge that his song was played in England. And the day it was played in England, I called my record label mates, and I called him. I said, "Remember that artist I told you to sign that time, and you told me African music ain't gonna work? His song just got played on the countdown. As soon as it went 10, 9, 8, 2, 1, 0. Hey, Happy New Year! Dun, 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 dun.
No, I know who you're talking about.
I
Oh.
was so happy that day. I picked up my phone. I said, remember the artist I brought to you that day? And I said, guess what? Your TV right now, you know that song playing? Yeah. That's him.
Actually, that very song you just mentioned now,
Yeah.
I use that in the gym, right? We're all there. All around me is all white, and it's going boom, 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 and everyone is on the treadmill, and you're just you're hitting it. You know, it's like,
to be honest,
because it's a workout song. It's like it's got that hit in it.
It's got the African vibe.
Yeah.
You know, at that time we had the likes of Stylo G in house. We had the band. We had so many talents, but they did not see it because Africa was not cool.
Right. Do you think Africa, being Africa, do you think it's cool now?
Come on, man. Come on, man. There's nothing cooler than being African right now. You understand?
It is cool being African in Africa.
Yes.
Right.
And
Is it cool being African in Europe at the moment?
Right now,
Look,
Africans,
Americans
listen, let me
are
tell you
still
something.
killing blacks.
Listen,
you
when
know?
Africans go to Europe nowadays, we go shopping. Do you
I
understand?
agree.
The table is turning. You know, Europe needs to be coming to Africa, you know what I'm saying, to come and get some sunshine. You know what I'm saying, to come and get some, you know, well, no, they should even stay. They should not even come. Africa.
Okay, you know what, JJC Skillz? What does the future hold?
What does the future hold? The future is bright. I always believe. I'm very
For
optimistic.
you or for Africans?
I'm a very optimistic person. I made a song a couple years ago called See Us Now. And the song predicts Africa in about 60 years or 50 years. Or 10 years have passed now, so yeah.
So we've got 40 more years to go.
We've got 50 more years to go. It says in the song, I said, I made this song 60 years ago, so now it should be happening.
Right,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So you got 50 more now.
I got 50 more years, and I intend to stay around. And that way I can say, wow, I told you so. Nigeria is going to be amazing. Africa is going to wake up. They're going to unify in the best way. And we are going to bring back our children. We're going to bring pride back to the black skin and to the black race. And all the damage done to our people can finally start being undone. Can start being undone, if possible. But at least we can learn to live with ourselves. I think the future is very bright I think the future is very bright for Nollywood and entertainment in Africa.
Well, you're doing very well with Omogeto the Saga.
Yes, Omogeto.
How's that going?
Omogeto the Saga is the highest grossing movie in Nollywood of all time. Shocking.
During the pandemic. Seriously, imagine after pandemic then.
Yes, so I'm very happy to see that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when we release it abroad. Hopefully we would meet.
Hopefully you invite me to come and see it for free.
Absolutely. It would be a pleasure. Yes.
Nice.
So, more happiness, more love, and more growth. And that's it.
Right, okay. So is there any chance that you might consider moving back to England for whatever reason?
I have never really moved out of England. It's just the fact that COVID is around now, so I'm, staying away and staying in my sunshine. But
Live with the guilt,
yeah,
because we're in the snow.
yes.
So live with the guilt.
I'm still paying my bills and I'm paying my taxes.
Right.
So
Okay.
I would live with the guilt. I would, as soon as everything calmed down, I don't want to be moving around and putting people at risk, myself and my family.
Yeah.
So once the whole world normalizes,
You're sticking to the rules then.
yeah, I'm sticking to the rules. So I'll come back in due time and continue living our lovely lives. Yes.
Cool. Nice. Anyways, JJ Skillz, thanks for your time. It's been really nice having you on the main show. We'll hope to have you again sometime and hopefully have your partner on here.
Yes.
It seems like she's a very slippery one. It's difficult to get hold of her.
Just very busy. That's
Right.
all.
Yeah, I can understand. Anyways, thanks for your time.
The pleasure's mine.
It is time to have a new conversation about our community, our history and heritage, our fighters and heroes. Time to highlight opportunities for growth within our community, home and abroad. This is Black ethnic minority stories told by real people. This is The Mint Show.
Mint TV, bringing you the true and independent view.